Hello, Serge here for the Backyard Driving Range. All right, we got a letter that came into customer service, and this is from Skip, France. Skip is somewhere in central and northern Florida, and he sends this letter. I took your advice and made the pilgrimage to Lakeland, Florida last month to see Bill Marshall. Bill Marshall is one of our certified instructors in Florida. Very well respected and a very good club fitter, as are all our swing surgeons certified. They follow a tight set of guidelines that Doc Griffin, who's our director of club fitting, put together in terms of what has to happen and what when they do the club fittings and the policies and procedures they have to follow, including that and right down to how clubs have to be built and some of the tests that have to be done to them. He was a consummate professional, courteous and gracious, knowledgeable and competent, and generous with his time. I spent about 3 hours with him. Basically, Doc Griffin and every one of the teachers, all our instructors that I've talked to, and I've talked to all of them, they all agreed that even before they came to PPGS, they usually spent about at least 2 hours on a club fitting. That was about the standard time. So that was not a problem for them when that is one of the guidelines that a good club fitting should take at least 2 hours. Not like this going into a store and just hitting 4 or 5 drivers and hit a few balls, and in 10 or 15 minutes they fitted you. It doesn't happen that fast. There's too many variables that you have to check into. I spent about 3 hours with him, and he fitted me for new irons and fairway woods. I've only had the new clubs for a couple of weeks, but I am delighted with the irons. They are almost 1 club longer than my previous irons, and I really like them. The fairway woods didn't work out as well, and to his credit, Bill is sending me a couple of hybrids as replacements. Why? Because in many cases, the fairway woods, they're longer than the hybrids, and they're a little bit more difficult to hit. Now he can build you a hybrid with maybe the same loss of what one of those fairway woods are, but being a little bit shorter, you're going to hit it more consistently and get better off from it, because it's designed to help hit the ball higher. All right, and so that's why that happens. So he built them and sent them to him, and naturally, I'm sure he sent the woods back. Bill also shortened my driver by 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches, and my 3-wood by 5 inches. So he must have built them like a 4 and a 5-wood, or a 5-wood and something else, and he took the 5-wood and maybe a 7-wood and went to pure hybrids, which is smaller head, a little bit shorter. All without charge. Since then, my driver is much more consistent, so that was a good move as well. All in all, I'm very pleased and appreciative, and appreciate your suggestion that I made the effort to go see Bill. He is a true gentleman, and I enjoyed meeting and working with him. Thanks very much, Skip, France. And I'll promise you, that's the way you get treated with every one of our swing surgeon certified instructors. They are all professionals. And many of these guys are retired engineers and stuff like that, so they got great concepts of science. They've studied the things about the swing really well, and they perform and do a club fitting to the packages I said that Dr. Griffin put together. So club fitting is critical. If you really want to get better, you need to go get your clubs checked. Now, I think most of these guys will charge you a fee for a club fitting, but in some cases they might give you some percentage of it back if you buy some clubs. You could go and just get a driver fitting. You could go and just get an iron fitting. Heck, you could go and just get wedge fittings if you wanted. All right? Now, in many cases, the clubs you're going to buy from these guys will be the same price or maybe even less, because many of them can fit you into the top brand clubs, Titleist, Callaways, TaylorMades, whatever. I'm sure they can get you those $5,000 sets of PXGs or whatever they're called. All right, or they can put you into some of these non-EM high quality club companies, like a lot of them carry Alphas and they carry KZGs, but they're great clubs. The heads are great. They're made in the same places as where everybody else gets their heads from Far East or whatever. But there's one big difference. When all these fitters get their heads in, they weigh every single head to make sure that they all match what they should be in a set. Do you think they're gonna, when they get into mass production at all the big brands, that they're weighing every head and then checking every shaft individually to make sure that it's the right frequency and MOI for that shaft to fit that head for the weight? No. That's why that you get so many times you get clubs that they don't work for you. Just like you go to a club fitting or a demo day and you pull a driver out and you hit it great, and you go to the pro the rep that's over to say, I want this driver, I like this one. He says, okay, I'll already win just like it. No. What's the chance? The chances you getting another match to that is like lightning hitting me right now, and there ain't a cloud in the sky and the sun's right there. Okay. But you got a chance of getting that when you go and see a club fitter, because he's going to fit you and he's going to make everything the right length, the right lie. He'll check your lie angle with all your irons, and when you get that set, they will all be in the right lie angle and the right loft. I can't tell you how many times I've heard even tour players tell me that when they finally go out, many tour players, they will take their clubs that they get from the companies and they go to their club fitter and have them check the lies and the lofts on the irons. And it's amazing. I'll bet you it's probably in the 90th percentile where there's always a couple clubs off with the right lie, with the wrong loft and the wrong lie. They could possibly get away with the lie a little bit if it's not too radical, but the wrong loft, I mean, I've seen them, they got in there, they had basically two 5-irons or two 6-irons because they're wondering why their 5 and 6-irons are almost going the same length. One of them was the wrong loft. Okay? That's the key. You go into a good club fitter and not buying clubs off the shelf. And if you really got to have that set of top brand clubs, buy them and then go see a club fitter and have them check them out for you. And make sure that at the least the lengths, the lies, and the lofts are correct. And there's a good chance you'll find out that some of your shafts aren't right either. But at least if you got the length, the lies, and the lofts correct, you got a better chance of swinging clubs. So if you got to have that top brand club, go see one of our fitters and get them checked that they at least fit you as best he can do it. And then maybe at some point, if they're really bad in the shafts, he might tell you what you need and then just get them reshafted. Anyways, you want to play better golf, your tools must fit you. Because remember, golf clubs are tools and they must fit you, the swinger, the golfer. The better they fit you, the better the golfer you'll be. That's it for the search for today on the importance of club fitting and, in fact, getting your lies and loft checks at a regular basis if you do have fitted clubs. Because if you play a lot of golf, especially on hard turf like down in Florida in summertime, Texas, places like that, and then play in the wintertime when the ground gets a little bit solid, you need to get your lies and lofts checked. Because hitting into hard turf will start changing your lies and lofts. Okay, that's it for today on the importance of club fitting. If you want to be that better golfer that you know you can be, you got to have fitted golf clubs. That's it for today, and I'll be speaking with you all again soon.